Welcome. This is Yaz.life and my name is Yaz. Relational psychology, also referred to as psychodynamic exercises, have been knocking about for decades. Like many fads and trends on social media, they come, they go viral. We all go off and do them or participate on them. We tell each other how we have done them. We compare our answers, we argue about whose answers are the best, and then we move on to the next in thing to do. Now that's all good, but in contrast to those types of trends, psychodynamic exercises such as these, when used as intended, can work as an effective tool to gain an insight into our unconscious minds, enabling us to take a deeper look into our fears, desires, and impact of situations currently playing out in our lives. When we consider that anything up to 99.999999% of our psyche is unconscious to us, then this information regarding our unconscious selves should at least be analysed symbolically, shouldn't it? Now, to participate in this exercise effectively, you will need to allow yourself to relax. This would need to be in a safe space where you will not be disturbed by anybody. Somewhere where there is little to no noise, and you will need a pair of headphones, because we're going to get pretty close. Have a pen and paper ready next to you so that you can write down your answers after the exercise has finished. A comfortable reclining seat and maybe a Tia Maria would be a bonus. Now, your ability to move out of logic and rationale, hence the left hemisphere of your brain, and into at least somewhat the right hemisphere of your brain, imagination and intuition, will be the key to you ensuring that you'll be able to use this exercise to access your unconscious mind. If you generally tend to lack imagination or just find it difficult to quieten and calm your mind, it may help to participate in a 15-minute meditative exercise prior to starting this one. Okay, so let's begin. I want you to close your eyes, take a few deep breaths, and just relax. Relax every part of your body, beginning with your face, relaxing your eyelids, moving down to your cheeks, and then to your jaw. Just relax and let them all go. Relax your shoulders, allowing them to rest and just be. Allowing them to just relax. Relax your back, allow it to let go, and relax from your neck all the way down to your hips. Relaxing your arms and your hands. Notice your wrists and fingers just relaxing. Relax your butt cheeks. Yeah, just let them go and just relax. Relax your thighs, your calves and your ankles, all relaxing, moving down to your toes and the soles of your feet, all so totally relaxed. Imagine yourself at the top of a staircase. The stairs are leading down to a beautiful, serene, deep down safe place. With each step you take down the stairs, you notice yourself going deeper and deeper into your imagination. Deeper and deeper into your unconscious mind. Everything around you seems more and more vivid. With each step you take, you are deeper and more relaxed. As you reach the bottom of the stairs, you see a door. You open the door, and this takes you out into a beautifully enchanting forest. As you take a deep breath, you can taste the fresh, oxygenated air. You can hear the birds singing and the trees moving in the breeze. You can see the rays of sunshine seeping through the canopy of the forest, and notice a warm, comfortable breeze against your face. Now, as you look ahead of you, you see a path. What does this path look like? Is it narrow or wide? Is it a well-travelled path or barely used? Is it comfortable to walk on? Do you see or hear anything else? As you continue to walk on the path, you notice a key lying on the floor. What does the key look like? What colour is it? What is it made out of? Is it old or is it new? Is it big or is it small? What do you think it unlocks? Do you even want to know? Do you pick up the key or do you leave it there? As you continue walking, you now see a bear. What is the bear doing? How far away from you is it? Does it see you? Do you find the bear scary? Or is it actually so relaxed that you want to go and give it a big hug? Now, you need to move on, so how is it that you get past this bear? So you continue walking and you feel the beautiful warm breeze against your face. The sounds of the birds are still chirping above you. What a beautiful day. As you look down, you notice again something on the floor. Upon closer inspection, you see that it's a cup. What does the cup look like? What's it made out of? Is it a paper cup? Is it a tin cup? China, glass, or wood? Does the cup have anything in it? And what do you do with this cup? Do you leave it where you found it, or do you take it with you? Soon you come to a stream, and as you take a seat to catch your breath and enjoy your surroundings, you start to analyse this stream. How does this stream flow? Is it rapid or is it slow? What's the depth of the water? Is there anything else you notice about this stream? Is it wide or is it narrow? Now, you need to cross the stream and get to the other side. How is it that you do that? And do you find this pretty easy, or is it rather challenging? Finally, your path ends and you come up against a wall. What is the size of this wall? Is there a particular colour? Is it made out of something particular? The wall is way too wide for you to walk around, so what do? Are you able to see what's over the other side? If so, what do you see? And if not, what do you do? You now look to the right and you see a door. You open the door and you see a staircase leading up to a beautiful bright room. With each step you take up the stairs, you feel yourself coming back into your body. You can feel your fingers and your toes wiggling. You take a deep breath, and with this breath you open your eyes and you are feeling relaxed. Relaxed and refreshed. And now you are feeling wide awake. Opening your eyes and you are back in the room. Now write down all of your answers, okay, before you forget them. So the first one was the path. You looked at the path, what did it look like? Was it narrow or wide? Well travelled? Was it comfortable to walk on? And did you notice anything else? The next was the key that you found laying on the ground. What did it look like? Was it big or small, old or new? What was it made out of? What did you think it unlocked? Did you pick it up or did you leave it there? As you continue walking, you see the bear. What was the bear doing? Does it see you? Do you find it scary, or does it seem pretty relaxed, like you want to go and give it a big cuddly teddy bear hug? So you move on. How did you get past the bear? Question number 4 was, as you continue walking, you feel the beautiful warm breeze against your face, the sound of the birds, and then bang, you look down and see a cup. What does the cup look like? As in the size of it? What material is the cup made out of? Is it paper? Is it china? Is it tin? Is it glass? Is it, wood? Does the cup have anything in it? And then what did you do with the cup? Did you leave it behind? Did you take it with you? Did you chuck it at a tree? The fifth question is the stream. How did the stream flow? Was it rapid or was it slow? What was the depth of the water? How narrow or wide was the stream? Did you notice anything else? You then have to get across. So how did you do that? Was it easy for you? Or did you find that pretty challenging? Did you get soaked? Or actually, did you come out of it pretty well? Finally, your path ended and you came up against a wall. Now, what was the size of the wall? What colour was it? What was it made out of? Was there anything in particular you noticed about this wall? The wall was too wide to walk around, and so then you had an option of what you did. Did you just sit there and wait? What did you do? Or did you try and climb over? Or at least climb up? If you did you see over the other side? If you did, what did you see? If you didn't, then what did you do? Write down the answers to all of those. Here they are on the screen for you. So to begin with, it's important for you to bear in mind that this exercise is a symbolic representation of elements in your life. Symbolic meaning you do not take what you hear or what you see or what you read literally. You actually relate it back to your own unique life and the experiences that you are currently going through, and then start to understand it. So the feedback here is one perspective. It's a bit like dreams. The actual meaning is more about the interpretation that you can relate to, specifically in your life relating to the experiences that you are currently going through, okay? Which means if you did this exercise in a couple of years' time, it's probably going to mean something again quite different. I'll explain this in more detail as we get on. So the first element is the path. The path is symbolic of your journey, a journey that you are currently on. It can relate to a specific journey in your life, such as a journey within your career, education, health, or self-development. Or it can also relate to a more holistic life journey and how you are currently feeling about that. Have a think about what is going on in your life at this present moment and whether you can relate this to a specific journey that you are currently participating on. So that would be your unconscious highlighting elements of that to you within this exercise. So something that maybe bothers you, or something that you've been thinking about quite a bit lately, or just something that you're a little bit anxious about, maybe even excited. The width of the path can indicate whether you feel as though you are walking a fine line without much room for maneuver, having to be mindful of where you tread and keeping balance, or vice versa. A wider path could mean that it's giving you more space and it feels more comfortable for you. The emphasis of the path being well travelled upon could indicate your perception of how confident you are on this journey. Or vice versa, a barely visible path could indicate you are unsure of your direction or your ability to finish the journey that you're on. It could be something new, unpracticed, you're not habitual to, and it's creating uncertainty and fear within you. The other details along the path that you may have noticed can indicate your attitude towards the journey. Did you stop to look around and absorb the atmosphere? Do you remember noticing the size and colours of the trees, the plants, the flowers, the wildlife? Did you feel comfortable there or anxious, and did you want to move on quickly? Were you enjoying the journey and allowing yourself to go with the flow, or were you anticipating the next element and pretty eager to get to the end of this exercise and hear the outcome? This particular element can be very useful for you to observe your unconscious attitude towards goals you wish to achieve in life. Whether you use the journey for personal growth, learning and development, or whether the end result, the goal, is the only thing that matters to you. The second element is the key. Now, the key is something you found. Is it okay to pick up something that is not mine? Or maybe even start looking around for what this opens. The key can indicate your attitude towards unexpected or unplanned aspects in your life, especially surprises. Do you welcome them with wonder and curiosity, with a childlike excitement, or do you fear them? For they are not within your control. You do not have influence over them. You don't know if you will like them, or You feel as though you have enough on your plate to worry about, let alone this additional element that has come along. The age of the key can indicate the depth of your fear or the exaggeration of your excitement. It can also highlight how imaginative and childlike you can be. If it's old, is it the key to a treasure chest full of shiny gold coins, or if fueled by fear, could it be the key to a dungeon holding the Greek mythological creature known as Minotaur, with the head of a bull and the body of a gladiator? Scary. Finally, did you take the key? Did you take it with you or did you leave it behind? Again, was this decision fueled by fear or excitement? Did you take it to try and find what it was going to open, or maybe you wanted to give it back to who it belonged to, hoping you would bump into them along the way? If you left it behind, did you throw it into the growth, or did you put it back exactly where you found it? All these elements can be indicators to your belief systems and or your default mechanisms. If your excitement was stronger than your fear, then you most likely would have taken the key with you. A more anxious and fearful disposition may have left it behind where they found it. The third element is the bear. Now, the bear can be a symbolic representation of obstacles, challenges, and hardships in your life. How you felt and dealt with this particular experience, and the bear, can depict your general attitude or perception towards problematic obstacles and demanding challenges that you face in life. What the bear was doing can indicate whether you are naturally optimistic or pessimistic. Do you consider yourself to be lucky or unlucky in life? If you feel lucky in life, there is a likelihood the bear did not notice you, or was way too engrossed in its activity to come and investigate. A more pessimistic or more anxious individual who possibly perceives themselves to be unlucky in life could have most likely imagined the worst case scenario, with a crazy man-eating bear chasing them around the woods, and they were stuck up a tree for the unforeseeable future. The size of the bear can suggest how big or scary you perceive your challenges to be. Those who typically suffer from higher levels of stress and anxiety tend to see bigger and scarier bears. Vice versa, if the bear was unperturbed by you, or you by it, then this could be indicative of how you perceive your challenges to be. What did your bear highlight to you? What may your unconscious be trying to tell you at this moment about your life? How you got past the bear is again indicative of how you resolve your problems. Did you pass through without an issue, or did you stumble, fall, and have to run for your life? Again, all these questions will give you answers and a beautiful insight into your unconscious. Element 4, the cup. The cup can be a symbolic representation of your wealth, of your assets, and your attitude towards them. You were asked what the cup looked like and then what it was made of. Was it a 22-carat gold trophy or a flimsy paper cup? Was it made of tin or china? Was it of personal value to you? Was it old, worn, and passed down from generation to generation? What impact, if any, did the cup have on you? Did you find it useful or meaningful in any way? All these questions could give you an insight into your relationship with money, possessions that you value, your heritage, and your perception of them, and which or what you perceive to have more importance. Would you describe yourself as a materialistic individual or a more purposeful in your pursuit of wealth individual? What did you do with the cup? If you left it behind, you may have felt that there was no value in it for you, no purpose for it to serve, or you were focusing on what was next. Rather than what was in front of you, did you feel it to be a burden, having to carry this around with you? Or quite the opposite, you took it with you as a utensil that could be beneficial to you in so many ways, bringing you sustenance and life. The fifth element, the stream. Water can be, one perception, a symbolic representation of physical intimacy, of sexual encounters, making love, and your attitude towards these. The depth and speed of the water can indicate your appetite and preference. The speed indicating your appetite, but not necessarily your need. The slower the water, possibly the less the appetite. The depth of the water can be indicative of how you prefer physical intimacy to be with your long-term partner and how those needs are met. If the water runs deep and is flowing at a calm pace, the likelihood could be that you prefer to make love rather than just having sex, and with intensity and deep and meaningful connections. It is more about the quality and not the quantity for you. Or the more shallow and rapid the water could be indicative of a higher need for physical intimacy with less need for lovemaking and more need to have sex. Quantity winning over quality the majority of the time. The ease with which you were able to cross the water can indicate your attitude and approach towards sex on a societal perspective. The more easily you were able to cross the water could indicate how comfortable or liberal you're likely to be in your ability to discuss sex in general and your personal sexual experiences without feeling embarrassed or guilty. The sixth and final element being the wall. Now, you may have guessed, the wall could be a symbolic representation of how you perceive and manage transitions and other changes, and especially endings in your life. Experiences that end, situations that end, relationships that end. Do endings or new beginnings cause you anxiety? Do you prefer to stick with what you know rather than to take a risk by finishing something and starting something new? Or do you tend to welcome changes with open arms? Actually, do you get bored if things stay the same for too long? If so, did you grow up with a lot of moving in your life to various countries or changes of homes and cities? Have a think and see what you can relate to. The size of the wall can relate to how challenging you tend to find obstacles or changes in your life. Was the wall too tall for you to see over or climb up to and see over? The texture and detail of the wall could indicate how you tend to perceive such obstacles or transitions in terms of short-term difficulties, or whether what you perceive is a permanent fixture, such as a large titanium steel wall with snipers just waiting for you to move, causing a sense of hopelessness. What did you do when you realized that you could not walk around the wall? Did you attempt or even manage to climb over it, or get a sneak peek as to what was over the other side? If you did, what did you see? Is this how you deal with changes or endings in your life? If you sat down and expected your fate, is that how you deal with changes in your life? If you managed to see over the other side, was it a bright and welcoming place or a dark and dangerous looking place? Again, this can indicate your optimism and general attitude towards changes in your life. Although you may be anxious of change, you may also welcome it with open arms as it dawns upon you. And that concludes this particular exercise. How did you feel participating in this exercise? Was it easy to relax and take yourself there, or did you find it pretty challenging? Could you relate to the various elements within this activity, or did you find it all a little bit too dreamy and difficult to follow? How about the symbolism and the symbolic elements? Was you able to relate to them in any way, or were they just completely off key for you? Let me know in the comments below and using the like button. I really would love to hear your insights. I'd love to hear what your unconscious mind you think might be telling you. I'd love to hear your feelings and conclusions on this, and most of all, whether you actually found this activity useful and you'd like me to do some more, or a right royal pain in the backside.